NFL action right around the corner as EA Sports provides continuing coverage of the NFL. This one promises to be an exciting game. Now we'll go to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the opening kickoff. Tom?
With a beautiful day in the forecast, we'll get ready for today's game. Hi, everyone. Tom Hammond here, along with Chris Collinsworth from his own goal line. Kicker looks ready to get this one started. Let's head down to the field for the opening kickoff. Their offense will step onto the field for the first time, hoping to come away with some points on this possession. He looks to throw on first down. Dumps it out right. He's tackled at about the 37-yard line. Nice pass and catch on that play that gets him a lot closer.
Yep, and that's really just the way they drew that one up. You take what the defense gives, looking to move the ball efficiently downfield with intermediate passes.
Here's the halfback. He lost yardage on the play. That defensive lineman just seems to have a knack for finding the ball carrier.
Yeah, and we know defensive ends are probably some of the most athletic guys in the league, and typically you think about them getting after the quarterback, but that time he uses athleticism to make a big stop in the run.
Throws it short. Tipped pass. And the pass will fall incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And those are the kind of big third down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here from the 15. And they get him around the 25-yard line. What happened to the coverage there, Chris?
Oh, come on. They completely lost containment on that guy. I mean, you just can't let that happen. I'll be honest, they were really lucky they didn't give up a touchdown on that one.
McNabb will hand it off. The defender gets him to the ground. A 7-yard run by the running back. 2nd and 3 now. Ball on their own 32. The Eagles come out with the offset eye. They hand it off. Brought down behind the line. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
They hand it off again. He's brought down right around the 38-yard line. They needed the first on that play, and he delivered.
Nice run on third down that time. Boy, you can tell the confidence they have in this running back. They're going to feed him the ball in difficult situations, and he came through there.
On the ground with a tailback. And we have a flag on the play. That might be holding. Let's see what the official's call is on the field.
Holding offense.
That seemed like the right call there.
Yeah, sometimes you have holding and sometimes you have tackling. That looked more like a tackle.
McNabb with 3 wide receivers. Smith motioning to the right. First down, looking to throw. He throws right, makes the grab. Steps out around the 31-yard line. He just couldn't make anything happen after bringing that one in.
And that play is really all about the closing speed on defense. They'll let you have the completion, but then they close quickly and make the play.
McNabb looking to pass. Throws the bullet to the right. And they get him about the 43-yard line. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
Here's the throw. This one falls incomplete. The punting unit will likely head onto the field after they failed to convert on third down. Hall back deep to return. Gets the punt away. He fields the punt at the 20. He's dropped around the 26-yard line. And that return should set this offense up nicely.
He did a good job there finding a seam and getting up the field. You know, a lot of people don't realize that being a punt returner or a kick returner is one of the toughest jobs in the NFL. There's a whole lot of things that could go wrong and only a few that can really go right.
There's a play fake. He's got room to run. Looked like the ref is going to call this one back.
Holding. Offense.
It looked like he got a handful of jersey on that one.
Well, you hold with your hands, but more often than not, holding is created by not moving your feet. There, clearly, he didn't get his feet in position, so he had no choice but to hold.
He's looking to throw. Short throw to the left. He's brought down right around the 26-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
Back to throw. Flips it out short. Brought down at the 35. And another connection that goes for good yardage.
And we really see the trust that is developing between this receiver and the quarterback. That if the quarterback has confidence that you're going to be where he thinks you're going to be, he will throw it to you more often than he'll throw it to somebody else.
Nice play fake. He's going to take off. Tackled at the 38. They had a tough time stopping them on short yardage.
Yeah, they stacked the line of scrimmage pretty well on that one, but just not able to stop them short of the first down markers.
Russell hands it off. Dropped behind the line. Nice job by the defensive end to get in there and get the tackle for the loss.
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
We played a quarter, and we're all tied up. They'll give it off here. Hold everything. We have a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense.
And I really didn't see the hold there.
Honestly, Tom, there is holding on every single play. I mean, the rule changes now allow for the guys to grab, but you have to keep inside the framework of the defensive player. As long as you do that, it typically doesn't get called. It did there.
Back to pass. Not much time to throw. Makes the catch. He's dropped at the 46-yard line. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
And they get him at the 34-yard line. He found his tight end for a first down.
There's nothing better for a quarterback than to have a big-body guy like that that can catch the football. Nice play.
The Raiders set up in the gun. He drops back. Here's the pass, and it looks like we have a flag down on the play. And this one looks like it's going to come back.
Holding. Offense.
That penalty will move them back a bit.
That's just sloppy play there. You have to be able to concentrate in these situations. You're just giving away yardage.
Turbo. Let's turn the ball
Looking to throw. Throws while on the run. Dawkins knocks it away. Miller was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Second and long situation coming up here. And this is the 8th play of the drive. Back to pass. Gets rid of the ball. Brown knocks it down. Carter was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. Russell is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Back to throw. Passes the ball. Shepard gets his hand on it, and he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. McNabb is in the gun. 3 wide receivers this time. Give to the tailback. They tackle him for a loss. That was a big-time play by a big-time athlete.
If you want to be considered one of the top cornerbacks in the National Football League, everybody has to be able to cover. But the top guys can not only cover, but come up and make big hits like that. Tremendous play.
He needs to make a decision. There for the catch. Another fine pass and catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.3 40. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
All kinds of pressure. Brought down at the 45. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to the right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Again, he'll get the call. Tackled around the 50-yard line. So that's a gain of about 5. That brings up second down. And there's 2 minutes remaining in the half. Philadelphia comes out in the shotgun. He drops back. Rolling right. It's completed. He's tackled at the 36-yard line. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
On play action, rockets it out. Pass is complete. He's brought down at the 13.
I think Donovan McNabb can just make you look so bad at times. You know, he has the quick release. He gets the thing out of there. Sometimes he takes off with a run and makes you play sort of a spy situation against him. But then you forget how big an arm he really has. He has the ability to get the ball as far downfield as anybody in this league.
Changes the play at the line. Philadelphia takes a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. Second down now, 4 yards to go. Just a minute to go in the first half of play. They motion to the right. They're going to pitch it. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Brown was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. Akers can put his team on the board first with this kick. I thought he had a shot at that one, but the ball seemed to be working against him. He'll need to just put that miss out of his head and concentrate on the next time he gets a shot.
Ay, 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 ay. When you see your field goal kicker miss one that short, I mean, that's just a gift. You're giving away 3 easy points there.
It's the tailback. He makes his way to about the 28. Vargas gains 8 yards on that play. They're calling an audible. Russell calls for motion right.
Let's roll. Come on, D. Charlie, close work. Tango off the top. Come on. Omaha. We up.
Drops back. He's under a heavy rush. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And we've reached the end of the first half, still no score. He gets his leg into this one. Drilled at the 21. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. They line up in the jumbo set.
Come on, get it off the field now. Go, baby. 5. Let's go.
Here's the give. Hit and drop behind the line. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
McNabb calls for motion right. Looking to throw. Gets it off. Hall picks it off. Inside the 30. To the 20. To the 10. What a big-time play. I can't believe he hung on to it.
Well, we're going to have to quit using that old cliche about cornerbacks and defensive backs not being able to catch the football. That was some play that time.
First down, goal to go. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. He gets in for 6. Great play call, and they get the score.
Yeah, I really think you hit on the key there. It may have caught the defense a little off guard when you get in that 4 to 7 kind of area down on the goal line. Typically, you're thinking pass.
Extra point is good. Oakland is up a touchdown. And here's the kick. It appears that we have a flag on the play. And that flag was thrown in the area of holding.
Holding by the receiving team. First down.
From their own 11-yard line. Philadelphia is going with the offset eye backfield. They'll give it off here. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 11-yard line. McNabb lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. Westbrook takes it up the middle. He gets out to about the 12-yard line. They get 1 yard on the play, and so it'll be third down. McNabb will come to the line with a 3-wide formation. Drops back. Gets the throw away. Brought down at the 24-yard line.
You know, Donovan McNabb is really becoming much more of the classic drop-back passer. Early in his career, he was a tremendous runner, wanted to get out, but now more and more you're seeing him reading the defenses, making the clever little throws, and is so difficult to defend for a defense because he can still come busting out of there on the run.
He's brought down at the 25. That's a 2-yard gain.
And you can really see the defensive play calling becoming a little more aggressive now. They're blitzing on passing downs, they'll blitz on run downs, and that can really put a lot of pressure on an offensive line.
Huge pressure by the defense. Makes the reception. He's dropped at the 31. Just about 5 yards on that completion.
He'll take plays like that all day long.
McNabb steps to the line of scrimmage. I formation this time. Sets up the play action. Throws out right. Brings it in. Brought down at the 49-yard line. And a pretty smart play call right there.
It really is so much the key to football. You talk all the time about you have to establish the run. Well, there you see why. You establish the run, and then you come with the play action pass. Just so hard to defend.
There's a play fake. And he catches it. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
McNabb hasn't missed yet. Almost a catch, but he had it pop right out of there.
And that's so frustrating as a wide receiver. You know you're going to get hit on the play. Just wrap it up, make the catch, and go to the ground.
McNabb sends a guy in motion to the right. Setting up play action. It just slips out of his hand. The intended receiver just got laid out.
Boy, that was a big hit. I'm not surprised at all he couldn't hold on to that one.
They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Gets the punt away. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. They were able to put together a nice drive on their last possession. They'll be looking to make it 2 in a row on this drive. Here's the give. He's tackled at about the 21. Vargas gains about 2 yards on the run. From their own 22-yard line. Oakland is going with the offset eye backfield. Vargas gets the call again. He gets out to about the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the run. From their own 25-yard line. They'll go from the I formation. Throws on the run. Gaither bats it away. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on third down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. Jackson fields it at the 27. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. And that was a nice little punt return there.
Wow, I thought he was gone for a second. They did a good job getting to him, at least preventing the touchdown. Of course, they wouldn't have to chase him down like that if they'd have done a better job covering the punt.
He fakes it. There for the reception. He's dropped at the 43-yard line. Wilson picked up 6 with that grab, so that'll make it 2nd down. So second down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first.
Come on, little hustle. Here we go. 5. What do you need? What do you need?
And that's the end of the third quarter. The score is 7-0. Second and 4.
Fargo. Over 5. 5.
McNabb back to pass. Scans the field. Past the line. It's a fumble. The defense comes up with a loose ball. That was a huge turnover.
What a tremendous play by the defense. You really began to get the feeling this offense was getting something going. They stripped the football out of there and kill the drive, kill the momentum.
They'll start this drive at the 48-yard line. First and 10. Out of the I formation. Give to the tailback. He tries to spin, but he's brought down. About 4 yards on that play, and that will bring up second down. The Raiders line up in an I formation.
Quick games, 44 screw. Red 18. Come on, B. Rolls.
He's looking to throw. He throws on the run. Had his hands on it and dropped it. He threw that one right into cover.
Well, you can't just stare down one receiver on a play like that. The defense is going to be all over it. He was lucky he didn't get picked off there.
Here we go. Round 15.
Looking to throw. He's running out of time with the catch. He's hammered in the backfield. The offense wasn't able to hold on to the ball long on that series.
Blah. That's what that offensive series was. Just blah. They got nothing going there.
The punter's going to try to pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. Here's the kick. He got some distance on it. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles line up with 3 receivers, single back formation. Hands it off. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. Westbrook comes away with about 2 yards on the draw play.
Little linebacker blitzed on that one, and you could see that the quarterback just didn't see it in time to audible out of that play, and let's give credit to the defense. They won that battle.
McNabb back to throw. Looks for a man open, and it's caught. He's brought down at the 32-yard line. Good yardage that time on the pass.
And that was a little hum baby coming out of there from the quarterback. We've all heard about how strong his arm is, and we saw it there.
Here we go. What do you need? 5.
What a shot! So a gain of about 1. That'll bring up second down. Second and 9. Ball on the 33-yard line. McNabb steps to the line of scrimmage. Only one man back here. Throws it. And they get him right around the 48-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
McNabb drops back. Rifles it across the middle. Jackson was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. They'll face second down and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line.
5. Come on, D, let's get off the field now.
And they'll run him again. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. First and 10. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. They'll throw on first down. He throws left. It just slips out of his hand. Trying to make something happen, or was that just a bad pass?
Not so much a bad pass as a bad decision. He saw the coverage there, simply had to go to the next receiver. He didn't make the right move.
He's looking to throw. Short throw to the right. Tackled right around the 28-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Third down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a first down. 3 wide receivers set. McNabb drops to throw. He throws right. Almost picked. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up fourth down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on third down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
On the ground with a tailback. Short. Turnover on downs. They'll start this drive at the 28-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. Fullback straight ahead. He's tackled at about the 33-yard line. The fullback bangs it in there for a gain of 6. Oakland sets up in the I. Play action. Throws it short. Completed. Knocked out of bounds right around the 42-yard line. The defense was looking run, and they threw it for a big gain.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play-action pass opened it up down the field.
Flag on the play. Hold everything. We have a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense.
The offense is moving in the wrong direction after that.
And you try to keep your offense on schedule. Anytime you take a penalty, it's just so much harder to pick up a first down.
Gives to the back. He makes a move, and he's brought down. Vargas gets 6 yards on the carry. Russell steps to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends this time. Russell with the give. He gets out to about the 42-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback.
Oh, that was a big shot right there. You talk about getting your bell rung. That was the Liberty Bell ringing that time.
Watch the spread out. I knew. Right. Hey. Yeah. Let's go get it, baby. New call. Empty, take him. Hey, regular.
Straight ahead with a fullback. And they're not going to get it. Great stop. Is that a good play call?
Yeah, you know, Tom, I really do like that one. You're giving up a chance, I guess, for a first down, but you probably have a bigger chance in that situation to turn the football over. So just turn around, hand it off, and he nearly broke it out of there.
And they'll down it at the 3. And as their offense comes onto the field, what are you looking for them to do?
Well, there's still plenty of time now to get down the field for a touchdown, but they're going to have to hurry. You don't have time in this situation for the big mistakes, the interceptions, the fumbles, the sacks, the miscommunications. You have to be perfect on offense now.
McNabb drops back to pass. Dumps it out right. He's dropped at the 18-yard line. They hurry to the line. There are 4 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. The Eagles changing their play at the line. And he spiked it. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 18. So they'll have one last shot here to possibly tie this game up. They'll need their prayers to be answered if they don't want to lose this. McNabb set to go to the air. Throws out to the right. And they get him at the 43-yard line. The tight end came up with a nice catch that time.
Pretty athletic play for a big guy. I tell you, as a quarterback, you see somebody make a play like that, you want to come back again and again.
And there's the whistle. Our final score is the Raiders 7, the Eagles 0.